Welcome back. You join us this week as we continue our journey and visit Honfleur in the rain. Have to take Louis to the garage and explore the history of Normandy from the Bayeux Tapestry to the D-Day landing beaches. We managed to get a space at the Air in Honfleur and then set off to explore the town. So we survived our first night in an Air. It was okay. It was very busy. Didn't really sleep very well. Steve didn't really sleep very well. Constantly kind of, every time somebody passes the van, you worry. But it was okay. I'm not sure I'd do it again out of choice. You can see it's a big Air. I think there's something like 60 spaces. But people come and go at all times of the day and night. So we're off to Lyons-sur-Mer today, or that area. We've not really heard back from either of the campsites, so we're hoping that we'll be able to get in somewhere and we won't have to stay in an Air again. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get into a campsite. See you later. Our first stop on the way from Honfleur to Lyons-sur-Mer was the British Normandy Memorial.
Cross the roundabout. Second exit. Turn left.
On our journey to try and find a campsite that had room for us, Sat-Nav Tim took us down several single-track lanes. The journey was quite stressful and seemed to take a very long time, but eventually we made it to Lyon-sur-Mer. We eventually managed to find a campsite, and the following day we cycled about 4 kilometres along the promenade past Sword Beach to the port at Oostrum. The next day, we cycled along the Caen Canal to visit Pegasus Bridge. The original bridge was replaced in 1994 and now forms part of the Pegasus Memorial. Good morning from a very peaceful Lyon-sur-Mer. We're off this morning to Bayeux to see the Bayeux Tapestry, hopefully, if we can get parked up. We don't have anywhere to stay the night in that area, so we're just going to go for the day and hopefully get a park up in the centre of the town. We've had quite a good stay here. The campsite's a little bit dodgy. It's only a 2-star, and I think that's because of the facilities. They're so bad that Steve's refused to use them, so that's saying something. So yeah, we wouldn't come back to this campsite, but the area itself is really beautiful, and we're right next to Sword Beach. Sword Beach is kind of just behind me. So obviously the history of the area, and being here with the 80th year celebrations back in June, there's a lot of extra kind of commemorations. There's posters and flags with individual soldiers' names on them and a little bit of their personal history, which is really interesting. And the whole area is obviously full of memorials and commemorates what happened on that day. So it's somewhere I've always wanted to come, so I'm really, really pleased that I've been able to get here finally. Hello again.
Good morning.
We've managed to get a really good parking in Bayeux. Behind me you can see there's parking for motorhomes right next to the Battle of Normandy museum, which we're not visiting today. We're going to see the Bayeux Tapestry. We managed to get the last space. There was somebody reserving a space with a table and chairs. And there was nearly a punch-up when the next van came in and couldn't get parked. But anyway, we were fine. We managed to get parked up, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we're going to walk now to see the Bayeux Tapestry, so we'll catch up with you later. Bye.
See you later.
Bye. The Bayeux Tapestry is 70 metres long and tells the story of the Norman conquest of England. William of Normandy left France with his fleet of ships from St Valery-sur-Somme, which is where we visited last week. He invaded England in support of his claim to the English throne and defeated King Harold at the Battle of Hastings on the 14th of October, 1066. This is Louis after our trip to Bayeux. We've had a leaking valve on the tyre the entire trip. We keep every few days having to top up the air, and now we've found a garage. Hopefully they're fixing the valve and we won't have that stress anymore. So we've made it at last to the campsite in Carentan after having the valve fixed on the tyre, so that's a real relief having that done. So now, I don't know whether you can see, you probably can't pick that up on the camera, but the back right is now the same as the front right. It's been a long time since it's been the same. So that's a real relief getting that sorted out, and now we've got 3 nights at this campsite, so looking forward to having a bit of relaxation after a busy couple of weeks. So we'll catch up with you later. Bye.
Warm camembert.
Delicious.
Yummy.
And I've got smoked salmon with asparagus and salad and potatoes. But Steve's looks really nice.
A mixture of meat.
I wish I'd had Steve's.
Cold meat. Do you?
Yeah, a little bit. Our first visit in Carentan was to the church to view a display of D-Day scenes knitted by a group of knitters from around the world to commemorate the 80 years since the D-Day landings. Many of the shop windows in Carentan have been painted as part of the 80-year celebrations of the liberation of the town. The next day we passed this memorial on Purple Heart Lane, commemorating a bayonet charge led by Lieutenant Colonel Cole during the battle for Carentan. And at the D-Day Museum we learnt the history of Dead Man's Corner and the liberation of Carentan by the Americans. The museum tells the stories of several of the American servicemen and houses many artefacts. It even has a shop where you can buy original World War II memorabilia. We really enjoyed our journey through Normandy, but it was time to move on. Join us next time as we get drenched at Mont Saint-Michel, visit the Machine de Lille in Nantes, and Louis has his first accident. Thanks for watching.